Colin was right.
The Joker, Nikola Jokic, after Kareem, second best center I've ever seen. His numbers this year, third player ever to average a triple-double. Totally authentic. He didn't work the stats. He just had his best season ever, 30, 12, and 10. He kept the franchise afloat. I don't know if they have another title, but the truth is, because optics and artistic impression matters in the NBA, that he's not wildly popular because his game sometimes is a little clunky and awkward. But take out Kareem, that's the best center in league history.
Okay. I don't know if you get to do a victory lap talking about how great Jokic is, because we've known how elite and special and how historic Jokic is. So like I'm not so sure you get to do it. It's like, I told you Jokic was amazing, and it's like, who was saying he's not? Like I don't understand. Like what are we saying here? And this whole idea that he's not popular because he's in Denver. We know basketball is so driven by so much of these big markets, right? The coast and whatnot. And also, he's an international player. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. So yeah, he doesn't bring a cool factor. In fact, he brings like the opposite. If it's just like, oh, I'm just here to do my work, get in, get out, and then, you know, leave the country essentially. Like it just hits different when it's like Steph and KD and LeBron and, you know, Damian Lillard's out there rapping and dropping bars and, you know, all that type of stuff. So it makes sense that he's going to be less popular. It's not because of his style of game. It's because of his style of personality and who he is. And the fact that he's kind of in Denver and not like, you know, in LA or you know, in New York or one of those places. He also doesn't have the personality where he wants to be popular. So you have to, in order to be popular, you often have to lean into wanting to be popular. You know, you got to do all the commercials, you got to do all the interviews, you got to do the podcast, you got to do all that stuff. You got to post on social media, like, you know, you got to lean into it, and he does the exact opposite. And again, no judgment here. I respect it totally. So it's just, I don't know. When I was queuing this up, I saw, you know, Colin right, Colin wrong, and I see that it's on the Denver, you know, Jokic, and I'm like, what victory lap is he taking about Jokic? It's like saying, like, you know, I told you Steph Curry is an unbelievable 3-point shooter. I told you that he is an all-time great shooter, and it's like, yeah, we know that. Like were people doubting Jokic? Like I'm really confused. I genuinely am truly confused. I can't quite wrap my head around it. So I don't really know, but I'm excited to see the Nuggets in the playoffs. I'm excited to see what Jokic looks. I mean, I know what he's going to look like, but I'm just excited to see, you know, when these games actually matter now. And again, everyone's trying to put a ceiling on all of these NBA teams, whether it's the Warriors, whether it's the Clippers, whether it's the Nuggets. And I just like, I don't get it. Everyone's so quick to be like, I don't know if the Nuggets have another championship in them. And it's like, based off of what? Based off of what? Where you guys are so confident that the Thunder will just beat the Nuggets, that the Lakers would just beat the Nuggets, that the Cleveland Cavaliers would beat the Nuggets. Like I just don't understand where so much of this confidence is coming from for all of these teams. I'm basketball commentary is such a mess right now. It really is. It's just such a mess, and it's everywhere. This is not about Colin. Like it's everywhere. And I for the life of me, I think it's because people, one, don't watch a lot of basketball, and when they do, they don't understand what they're seeing. And basketball, like, again, there's a reason why it's 7-game series. There's a reason why it's an 82-game schedule. You have to understand what you're watching when you're watching it. You have to be able to understand, I'm just watching the 30th game of the season, or I'm watching, you know, two teams play where they have two completely different incentives in terms of like how hard they should be. One team's coming off a back-to-back. One team really needs this win to go up to the 5 spot instead of the 8 spot. Like it's just competing levels of incentives of how hard to play. And it's just, I think people struggle to evaluate those things. And so you see the Nuggets kind of struggling a little bit, and they fire their coach and Jamal Murray wasn't playing. You're just like, yeah, the Nuggets just can't win. And you're just like, why? When they're full strength, Jamal Murray's there. You talk about Jokic being essentially one of the greatest players in the history of the NBA, and you're just putting this like blanket ceiling on them. And it just, I don't see where the confidence comes from in a 7-game series, especially. I just don't get it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Nuggets? About Jokic being a beast, and about the ceiling that's being put upon them? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.